MLB The Show's coverage of Major League Baseball is on the air. Should be a good one here this afternoon between the St. Louis Cardinals and the Chicago Cubs. The Cubbies look for the series sweep at home against their division rivals. First pitch is next. Trevor Bauer, the California-born right-hander, is on the mound. What do we need to know here, Danny?
Hey, Matt, we're getting a look at a guy that's really dependable. Last 3 starts, ERA just under 3.00, and that's some pretty good pitching. Minimizes the amount of walks, keeps his hits down, and if he can do more of the same of that, he should have some pretty good fortune in this one here today.
So striding forward now, Archie Jacob, and we are ready for some daytime baseball. First pitch on its way. And he gets ahead here with the fastball, strike one. Dan, D-Row, the Cubs, as they take the field here this afternoon. They've been hot of late, winners in 4 straight.
Yeah, Matty, this team is playing well right now, and they got their ace on the mound. This guy has unbelievable stuff, and I can't underestimate the fact that this is a day game. We are creatures of habit. Guys are used to playing 7 o'clock games at night and rolling out of bed around 12, 1 o'clock and heading to the yard. Instead, they're going to get stuff thrown down their throat right at that time. I hope these guys got out of bed and got a few cups of coffee in them.
And that'll get down out there for extra bases. And he will make it there as the Cardinals get a man into scoring position on the leadoff double.
Wow, that's the way to kick off a day at the ballpark right there. Leadoff hitter, and he puts the pitcher on his heels right out of the gate with a leadoff double. It's hard to get settled into a game as a pitcher when you're dealing with the runner in scoring position 1 batter into the game.
At the plate, Hugo Hermida, as he will look at a first pitch fastball for ball 1. Great chance to drive in a run here in the early going. Here it comes, 1-0. And he fouls this one off. Jacob stands at second with no outs. Called strike, and he's behind 1 and 2. And there are the umpires assigned to this one. Calling balls and strikes is Mr. Mike Fillmore.
Hey, you know, D-Roll, Mike Fillmore, he'll give a little bit off the edges, but he gets the respect not only from the pitchers, but from the players because his zone is consistent.
Yeah, as long as he's consistent, Dan, I'm okay with Mike Fillmore's zone. If a pitcher's pounding that...
This ball gets down. Let's see if they try to score. He pulls into second safely as they jump ahead with a run scoring on the play.
Every manager and every pitcher in the league loves to play with an early lead, and they've got one here. Back-to-back doubles put them up by a run with the opportunity to stretch the lead here with another dangerous hitter set to step up.
Stepping in now, Ryan McCord, as he'll take a look at a high strike that time. It's 0-1. A runner at second, nobody out. Fouled away.
It's going to be back to some serious tee work if he can't put that pitch in play right in his wheelhouse.
Hoping to send him packing. Pitch on its way. Weak grounder down the first baseline. Smoke toward the hole. It's flagged down deep in the hole. And the off-balance throw gets him. Nice play for the out.
Batting fourth, the third baseman, David Fernandez.
So digging in now, David Fernandez. And there's a look at his home and road splits so far this year. Here's the first pitch to him. And here's a fastball called for strike 1. 0-1 pitch on its way. Now a fastball off the plate away. A ball and a strike. And it's fouled away. The 1-2. Fouled off. One out and a runner on third. Hit pretty well out toward right center field. And that ball gets down out near the wall and should be extra bases. As he arrives at second without a play, as a run will score on the play as well.
When he started this game, giving up 3 extra base hits in the opening frame was not what he had in mind. He could still settle down and turn things around on the mound, but the way it's going right now, this has the makings of a start he's going to want to forget.
Into the box, Neville Goldstein, as he'll go after the first pitch and bounce it into foul territory. That batting average hovering in the high 230s, 7 homers and 30 RBIs. The 0-1 pitch. Hit in the air out to straightaway left. Castellanos is right there as he'll put it away without much problem for the second out.
Batting 6, the center fielder, number 13, Corey Dickerson.
Standing in, Corey Dickerson. We show you what he did in May versus what he's done so far at the plate in June. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Fastball in there for a called strike.
Even though it's early on in this one, anytime you get runners in scoring position, you'd like to knock them in.
The 0-1. Strike swinging, chased a high one there.
2 mid-90s fastballs right there that he doesn't seem to think he can catch up to. I wouldn't be shocked if he came right at him again with another good one.
And a splitter here, but he had a bit too much on it as this bounces up to the plate. 2 out here and a runner at second. To 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
Regardless of the result right here, to be down 0-2 and work it back to an even count, gotta feel like it's a win for the offense.
Fastball well outside.
Some pitchers fall into the trap of giving in on 3 and 2 because they don't want to walk the guy. But with the base open, it's not the end of the world if you do. You still need to make a quality pitch.
Now the payoff pitch home, and he fouls this one off. The next 3-2. And that misses, ball 4, so it's first and second now with 2 out.
Wow, he's looking awfully shaky to start this game, guys. That's 3 hits and a walk, and there's no doubt that he's fighting himself right now. See if he can get this train back on the rails here.
Ready now, Brian Cortez, and a great chance here for the Cardinals to add on in just the first inning. Looking to minimize the damage here. Leaps and makes a terrific catch, and with that the side is retired. A ball ticketed for right center, but the ticket is revoked as he goes up to pull this one down. Back with more of this Thursday afternoon business person special following this. Jason Kondo is on the mound for the Cardinals. Dan, any thoughts?
Hey, Matty V, we're looking at a guy that has a pretty good number of pitches that he throws, but one in particular is the sinker that he's added to his repertoire. When he needs a ground ball or he gets himself into a spot where he needs to possibly roll up a 2-ball, I think that's the pitch we're going to see often from him in this one, that sinker down in the zone.
Now batting, Nicholas Horner. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first. Ball 1. Dan, D-Row, we take a look at this Cardinals ball club as they enter play this afternoon. They are in the midst of a pretty bad stretch as they've dropped 6 straight coming in. The 1-0. High in the air out to center field. Dickerson is there, and he has it for the first out.
Batting second, the left fielder, Nick Castellanos.
So one away here with the bases empty, and the right-handed hitting Nicholas Castellanos will bat next. First pitch on its way. And that misses for ball one.
Two-pitch mix here. If you're in the batter's box, you're looking for something up. Sinker changeup right here. Got to get it up.
Hit on the ground out to short. Reined in. And there are two away now.
Batting third, the second baseman, Embry.
Striding into the box, J.C. Embry. No one aboard for him, and two gone here in the first. The pitch. 0-1 the count. And he takes this one high, 1-1. And he takes a called strike two.
Take a step back right here. After three fastballs in a row, there is no chance he throws you a fourth.
Bases are empty here with two men out. Here's a little chopper up the middle. Barehanded at his knees. Wow. Cubs are down in order. They're still down. It's 2-0. New inning set to get underway, and stepping up as the shortstop, Leury Garcia.
One of the keys to securing a win, they want to keep the pressure on and try to build that lead as much as they can moving into the later innings.
And he throws the fastball by him here, 0-1. Today's contest is, of course, the finale of the series, and the home side has dominated so far. They've got the opportunity to complete the sweep with a win in this one.
This team going for the sweep is looking for some home cooking. It's always nice to win a series, but particularly nice when you can sweep a series at home.
Count now, a ball and a strike. Now the 1-1 pitch. And it certainly helps when you're throwing your ace on the mound in the series finale. Can't ask for much more than that.
One of the keys when you show up to the ballpark and you're going for a sweep, you look at that lineup card, you see your ace pitcher is on the mound. You have to feel awfully good about your chances to complete the sweep.
The Cubs do, of course, trail by a couple of runs already, so they're going to have to work from behind to earn the sweep.
Sweeps aren't easy to do at this level, particularly with the competition being so stiff. They're down a couple of runs early, but there's a lot of baseball left, and the way they're playing right now, this game's far from over.
The 3-2 pitch is swung on and missed. He got him.
Yeah, as they say, there's a hole in his swing in that location, so a good job there of exploiting that. That can be real hard for some guys to overcome when teams start figuring out what locations you just can't handle.
Standing in now, Jason Kondo, as he takes a fastball off the plate for a ball, 1-0. Now here's the pitch. And a fastball here that's taken for ball 2.
Can't fall behind against the pitcher. Need to minimize pitch count against the easy outs, and this is certainly one of them.
One out, nobody on. And a fastball is hit on the ground towards short. He's got it. And that's the second out.
The right fielder, number 33, Archie Jacob.
The next to bat for St. Louis, Archie Jacob. He'll try to follow up the double in his last at bat with another big hit right here.
Well, he got a good pitch to hit last time up. Looked for it up in the zone and didn't miss it. Those are the pitches you only get maybe once in AB, maybe once a game.
And the throw is in time to get him to retire the side. Down in order go the Cardinals, but they hold a 2-0 lead. Ready to go for the last half of the inning, and next will be a speed threat in the form of outfielder Sammy Sosa. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Swing, line, drive. That's going to be troubled. Running hard. He's digging for second. And he's going to get to second now with nobody out.
He just tattoos this ball right here. Tried to sneak a fastball in on him? No way. Drives it to deep left center field gap, and that was a nice job to get the barrel around in time to score that baby up.
Now at the plate, Ryan Buckner. He brings a rather ugly 230s batting average into this one. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Hit in the air down the left field line. Left fielder giving chase, and now it'll kick around in the corner. Throw to second, but he's in there as they also push across his score to make it a one-run game.
Cliches are around for a reason, and that hit right there is a reason they say baseball is a game of inches, right? Just barely fair, but that's not much consolation to the guy standing on the mound. Nice RBI two-bagger.
Plate now, Sito Suzuki. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball one. He comes in with that average down in the 240s. 6 home runs and 16 RBIs. Down the left field line and deep. And this will not be caught. It's a foul ball. No one out with a runner at second. And here's a pitch swung on and missed. 1-2 now. Fouled away.
Looked like he was cheating a heater right there. A little bit too far out in front. Got to find a way to keep his hands back.
They'll try again. 1-2.
He's up in the zone a lot right now. Sometimes that can be effective, but I think you have to be careful with that, especially during a day game where the ball tends to carry a lot more.
Here now the 2-2.
Count is 3-2.
And he misses there for ball 4. So runners are at first and second now with nobody out.
Batting center, the third baseman.
So striding in, Ben Zobrist, as he'll look to bring home that tying run from second with a base hit into the outfield. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch.
Ball that now.
Boy, that's a nasty breaking ball right there. Backdoor slider. Just missed the corner. As they say, that's a Hall of Fame pitch.
1-0 pitch on the way. And this is a fastball that's right on the black, but ruled a ball. It's 2-0 now.
Has to be a challenge pitch coming up here. He probably doesn't want to flirt with loading the bases.
Down low, and the plot thickens here. 3-0.
Well, nothing can make you question yourself on that mound more than 3 straight balls to a guy you know that you should go right after. Sometimes you just lose the strike zone and you don't know why.
There's the fastball that gets the lower part of the zone, called for a strike.
3-1 with 2 on, and this is where you got to be geared up for something to drive. I don't think you can just groove him one right here. You still have to try to make a competitive pitch.
Hitters count all the way. Here it comes. Strike 2 as the fastball is let go. And he lays off there, ball 4. So back-to-back walks have him in business here with nobody out.
He could get the early hook if he can't be a little bit more precise here. That's walk number 2 of the inning, and we're only in the second.
At the plate, Jesse Padilla, and he really thrives in the batter's box here at home. Something to keep an eye on in this one. Here comes the first pitch.
Pitcher on the mound has to find a way to minimize damage right here. Got to believe he's willing to trade 2 outs for a run.
Fastball over the outside, but in there for a strike. Here's the 0-2. Off-speed pitch in the dirt as he takes it for a ball. Bases loaded here, nobody out. And it's fouled away. Needs a punch out here. Can he get it? Not just yet. It's ball 2.
Man, this guy's a grinder. Fouls off good pitches and doesn't seem to swing at the ones just off the corner. This guy's a pitcher's nightmare.
Ready on 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here it comes. Swung on and missed. He didn't even come close to contact on a ball way out of the zone. 1 out.
Nice 2-seam fastball there. You don't usually see a lot of swings and misses with that pitch unless it's really moving. So that one must have had some real good late life.
In now, Trevor Bauer, as he'll take a look at ball 1. He's trying to at least tie this one up here, if not bring home a couple and take over the lead here in the early going. Just a bit high with the fastball, but didn't get the call.
Nowhere to put anybody. 2-0 count, not a good spot to be in as a pitcher.
Bases are loaded with only 1 out. Fouled off. High in the air and drifting out to shallow center. Dickerson's there. He's got it, and there are 2 down now. And there will be no advance here. It's a wasted opportunity as the bases remain loaded with 2 away now.
Nicholas Corner.
Now at the plate, Nicholas Corner, as he's got a chance to tie this ball game up with that equalizing run just 90 feet away at third. First offering on its way. A fastball here as he'll take a look at ball 1. 1-0.
34 pitches for him through an inning and 2/3 right now. That's not terrible, but it's a lot higher than he'd like.
The set and the 1-0. High fly ball out to straightaway center. Dickerson's there. And they'll avoid the big inning as he makes the catch, so just the 1 run scores here in the frame. Cubs pick up a run on the RBI double. We've played 2, and this is now a 2-1 ball game.
Welcome back to Wrigley Field, home of the Cubs, who've proven to have one of the best pitching staffs in baseball this year. Coming into the day, they rank first in the league in both ERA and strikeouts, a combination that has opposing lineups searching for answers. One member of the staff told me, "It's a special group of guys. I've never been on a pitching staff that's so dominant top to bottom, and I've been on some pretty good ones." Now, one of the hitters on the team told me, "I'm relieved I get to stand behind them and play defense instead of staring them down in the box. That can't be fun." Matt, back to you.
You go.
Good stuff, Heidi. Thanks. Pitch on the way. Hugo Hermida will stand in for the second time now as he looks at a called strike. It's 0-1.
That elevated fastball right there, that is the biggest change in the game today for me. When I first came up, a lot of guys working that Greg Maddux east to west.
Lifted down the line in left. Left fielder coming on, but he won't get there. It falls in.
Boy, this guy's been swinging a hot stick lately, and there's just another example. And even when he doesn't hit one on the barrel, he still manages another base hit.
Yeah, don't overthink it. When you're flowing like he is right now, he's hot as a pistol. Everything's falling.
Into the box now, Ryan McCord, as the first pitch to him is taken low and away for ball 1. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. Now the 1-0.
Now this is the kind of count this guy feeds on at the plate. You can bet he's geared to hit the fastball right here.
3-0 now.
This inning hasn't started ideally for him on the mound, but here on 3-0, you have to have the mentality that you're only a strike and or a ground ball double play away from getting back on track.
A 2-1 score here as we play inning number 3. And this misses for ball 4. The second walk he surrendered here in the first 3 innings.
Always tough to issue a free pass, but especially troublesome when you give up a single right before that to start the inning. We'll see if he can figure out a way to wiggle out of this.
Standing in, David Fernandez. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Now a chopper to second. This will be a tough turn. One there.
That was kind of a high degree of difficulty play that time. You see the off-balance throw to second base, and he couldn't get a lot on it, but they did get the out.
Digging in, Neville Goldstein, and their runners at the corners now. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes.
Count 1-0.
And a fastball misses here to start the at-bat. It's 1-0.
With one out and runners on the corners, some managers like to hit and run here. It's a little risky, but it can help you stay out of the double play if it's well executed.
And maybe a little frustrated on the mound here as the fastball misses for ball 2 now.
Everyone in the ballpark knows what the pitcher's intentions are in this situation. Great job at the plate to lay off a tough pitch in a good spot.
Now the 2-0 home.
That's ball 3.
Got a good spot to be in right now. A pitcher's falling behind in the count with a guy up that hits really well with runners in scoring position.
Swinging away, and now the count will be 3-1. Runners are at first and third, 1 away. Hit to third. There's one. On to first as they get the double play to get him out of the inning. Around the horn they go. 5-4-3 to end the threat. Back with more of this Thursday afternoon business person special following this. Nick Castellanos now. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out in his only trip to the plate so far.
Yeah, Matty, and it looked like a sinker in his last AB that got him to roll over. Kind of similar situation right here, similar stuff on the mound. Look for them to try and get him to do exactly the same thing as his last AB. He's got to fight to get it elevated just a little bit more.
Count is even 1-1 to Nicholas Castellanos.
Hey, love the confidence in that pitch right there, going right after one of the better hitters on this team, not afraid to execute.
The 1-1. Takes a pitch for strike number 2. Fly ball out toward left center field. Dickerson's after it. He makes the catch. A great effort to get there and record the first out of the inning. And with one away, let's give you a look at the standings in the NL Central entering play as you see where these two teams sit in relation to one another. Coming to the plate now, J.C. Embry. He got on top of one and was a ground out victim last time. And the pitch. Bases are empty, one man out. That's strike 2 on a well-placed changeup around the knees.
Yeah, this is straight survival mode. Down 0-2. The numbers are definitely not with the batter here.
And on 0-2, he misses with a fastball.
Hey, I get it. He wants to set up that breaking ball down and away, but that 0-2 fastball wasn't even close.
Little chopper back to the mound. And there's out number 2.
Up next for the Cubs, the right fielder, Sammy Sosa.
Next will be the cleanup hitter, Sammy Sosa. He's ready. Here's the first offering. Squared that one up just a little late. The windup and the 0-2 pitch. And he'll just waste one there, 1-2.
Stone cold take right there. That fastball very well could have sent him packing back to the bench.
And he fouls this one off. 2 out, nobody on. Lifts it into the air to shallow center. Dickerson is there, and he'll put it away to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down for the Cubs. Our score remains 2-1. Start of the 4th upcoming, but first, Heidi Watney is standing by with a report.
Thanks, Matt. In between innings, I was able to catch up with the manager of the Cardinals to discuss his thoughts on his lineup so far. And flat out, he was very pleased with the quality of their at-bats. It's still pretty early in the game, but they've seen a lot of pitches already, and he thinks the 2 runs they've pushed across so far is just the beginning, given the quality of the at-bats they're putting together.
Okay, thank you, Heidi. All set for the start of the 4th. And coming forward, the veteran outfielder, Corey Dickerson.
Number 13.
First pitch of the at-bat.
Dickerson.
Hey!
Swung on and missed. That's strike 2.
He's attacking this hitter a lot more aggressively than he did the first time when he faced him and issued a walk, coming right after him here.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Ball 1, well below the zone. The 1-2. Gets him swinging. He struck him out. So after getting the strikeout on the fastball, not a bad time to check out our pitch speed comparison for our two starters. And whoa, look at that for a top speed. 98 miles an hour. That man is flat dealing. At the plate, Brian Cortez. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. And a high strike to begin the at-bat. It's 0-1.
Hey, you think back to the early innings right there. You thought this guy would have been hitting his showers. A credit to him. He's been able to regroup, find his mechanics, and find a way to stay in this game.
A swinging strike, and now it's 0-2. And he'll try to get him to chase the fastball there, but he lays off. 1-2. Fouled away. Now another 1-2. Two runs, 4 hits, and no errors so far for the Redbirds. 2-2 to the Cardinals catcher. And he lays off, so it's full now, 3-2.
You can certainly tell at-bats like this one frustrate the heck out of a pitcher. But you got to find a way to stay composed and execute your plan.
Line drive to center field. That's his first base hit, make him 1 for 2 now.
Boy, talking about making a pitcher work, D-Row. 8-pitch at bat finally leads off to a base hit.
I got to be honest with you. After the 7th pitch, you start to get in auto swing mode. He could have thrown the rosin bag and he would have took a hack at it. So hats off to him, not only battling for 8 pitches, but getting a result.
Pulls this one into the air out into right field. Sosa is there to put it away, and the runner will be forced to retreat back to first.
The pitcher, number 15, Jason.
Stepping in for the Cardinals, Jason Kondo. From the stretch, here's the pitch. And that's in there for strike 1.
That's a pitch he'd like to have back. You're not going to see very many pitches like that from a pitcher of this quality. I'm sure he'd like to have that one back to take a swing at it.
Got him out on his front foot. It's 0-2.
Beautifully thrown splitter right there. High 80s down in the zone. Looks like a fastball coming, and then boom, the bottom falls out of it. Terrific pitch.
And that's a swinging strike 3 in the dirt. The throw to first is in time, and the inning is over. 1 hit, 1 left. On now to the bottom half of inning number 4. Cards lead it 2-1. Just about set to go for the last of the 4th. But before we do that, here's Heidi Watney.
Thanks, Matt. In between innings, I was able to catch up with the manager of the Cubs to discuss his thoughts on his lineup so far. And overall, he's really happy with the at-bats they're putting together. Yes, they've only scored 1 run, but he said they've done a great job of forcing the pitch count up, and he thinks that's going to lead to more offense for them as this game goes on.
Good stuff, Heidi. Thanks. Ready to go in the bottom of the 4th. And set to go is the veteran first baseman, Ryan Buckner. Now the pitch. Sinker runs outside to start the at-bat, 1-0. Pulls this one in the air out to left. McCord is right there as he puts it away, no problem for the first out.
Now batting, center fielder, Tito Suzuki.
Digging in, Sito Suzuki. He's gone over his first 6 at-bats in the series so far. Now here's the pitch. The windup and the 0-1. Missed low and inside with it. 1-1.
1-1.
Now the pitch. Ripped down the first base line, but a foul ball. 1-2 the count now. 4th inning of a 2-1 ball game. Down the left field line and deep, and no one can get there. It's a foul ball. To 2 balls and 2 strikes now. And it's fouled away. The 2-2. Drilled on the ground to short. And there are 2 away now.
Up next to the Cubs, the third baseman, Zobrist.
In now, Ben Zobrist. He drew a walk his first time up. Now here it comes. That's popped up. Right fielder coming on. He can't get there, so the inning will continue.
Dan, that can't bother you too much as a pitcher. Guy swinging first pitch.
Now, one of the things you want to do, D-Rose, you have to try to get ahead with the first pitch. You want to throw one of the first 2 pitches for strikes. Unfortunately, sometimes when you bring the ball in the strike zone, you're bound to give up some base hits, but hopefully he can minimize the damage here.
At the plate, Jesse Padilla, as he'll go after the first pitch and bounce it into foul territory. He's 0 for 1 thus far. Nothing in 1 count. Here it comes. Oh, and he's really getting the better of him now. It's strike 2.
So far in this game, he's the only guy in the lineup that's gone down on strikes.
This is the only guy in the lineup that struck out so far, and now he finds himself in the hole with 2 strikes.
A little bit off the outside. It's 1-2. Had to sit back on the changeup, and he did a good job to get the bat on that one. 1 run on 3 hits. No errors so far for the Cubbies. 2-2 to the Cubs catcher.
When a pitcher's close to working through a quick inning, that's when you really need to grind out some at-bats. He's done a good job of that, and that's really big when you're hitting towards the bottom of the order.
Oh, and this one's dangerously up and in as he hits the deck here. It's ball 3 now.
Good running count right here. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner on first. He'll be off to the races on this pitch.
Swing and a miss for strike 3. Pulled the string on him that time, and the inning is over.
Cubs strand 1. They're down 2-1.
Leading off for the Cardinals, the right fielder, Jacob.
Here's the first pitch to him. And a fastball's in there for strike 1. A good pitch there on 0-1 as this is hit foul over to the right side. Strike 2 now. Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch. This is hit the other way out toward left field, and that'll get down for a base hit.
Hey, just a nice piece of hitting right there. He's able to keep his hands inside that ball, stay square as long as possible, and feed it into the opposite field for a base hit.
To the plate now, Hugo Hermida, and he'll promptly send it in the air out to center field. Suzuki comes on now, and he has it one down.
Now batting, the left fielder, Ryan McCord.
Ready for another shot now. Ryan McCord comes into this at bat 0 for 1 in the ball game. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Now a throw over, and the runner back safely. Fifth inning, 2-1 our score. And another strike. Good fastball under the hands. It's 0-2.
A pretty aggressive pitch right there up in the zone. Surprised he didn't offer at it.
Lays off that time, and it's 1-2.
The count is 1-2.
On its tailor-made to short. 6, 4, 3. It's a double play, and the inning is over. Nothing doing there for St. Louis. They still lead it 2-1. And now the Cubs pitcher, Trevor Bauer, as we move past the halfway point in this one and begin the bottom of the fifth. Here comes the first pitch. And now the Cardinals get the bullpen working here. Both a lefty and a right-hander have stood up. Now the 1-0. Weak grounder down the line at third. And he can't pick it up. That ought to go down as an infield single.
I know that has to be frustrating from a pitcher's standpoint, but nice execution, nice hustle. Bottom line, nice hustle. Pitcher's still one good pitch away from getting a double play.
You know, D-Row, one of the things you want to do is make quality pitches as a pitcher, and there's not much you can do right there. You make a pretty good pitch, and the next thing you know, you have a leadoff single on an infield ground ball.
First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Nicholas Corner is at the plate now as he looks at strike one.
Hey, it's not always about filling up the strike zone all the time every inning. He's pitching well as we're moving into the middle innings, but interestingly, less than 50% of his first pitches have been for strikes.
Ready with the 0-2. Got him. Didn't mess around much in that at-bat, Dan.
No, that was pretty impressive, Matt. I really like a pitcher that trusts and works off his fastball. Right there, he decided he didn't need to use anything else. 3 straight heaters and go grab some bench.
Nick Castellanos at the plate now as he lays off a fastball too low for ball one. No hits to this point. The 1-0. A ball and 2 strikes now. Now a fastball, but that's easy to lay off, and it's back to even at 2-2. Protecting with 2 strikes, went out of the zone that time, but he stays alive. Runner at first here, 1 man out. This one's flared off to the right side. He lays out for it, but he can't pull it in. Bauer is on his way home. Safe at the plate. It's a 2-2 game.
Yeah, you want to applaud the effort as he sells out for it, but the smarter move would have been to take a deeper angle and cut the ball off. He does that, and the runner probably doesn't score from first. On the flip side, great piece of hitting right there.
There's the St. Louis manager now up out of the dugout on his way to the mound. And a change is in the offing, as that'll be all for his starter this afternoon. So he'll depart in the 5th with the go-ahead run on base. Didn't work the required 5 for the win, but he could still be hung for the loss should that run come around to score. Joe Kruger gets the call from the bullpen to pitch in relief.
Number 44, Joe Kruger.
So now to the plate, J.C. Embry hit hard up the middle, and that is through into center field, a base hit. And that'll score the runner from third as they seize control here, 3-2.
The right fielder, number 21.
A good job of hitting right there, D-Roy. Runner on third, less than 2 outs. All you want to do is put the ball in play. He did just that, hits a grounder right up the middle that drives in a run.
Yeah, it took it right back at where it came from. All you're trying to do is avoid the corners, hit something hard up the middle, whether it be on the ground or in the air. You're going to drive the run in.
At the plate now, Sammy Sosa, and they pitch out here, but nothing's going on. That's wide, 2-0.
That could be one of the downfalls of pitching out. It puts you behind in the count, and if you throw another ball, you're kind of in a difficult spot.
Now the 2-0.
Ball. 3-0.
Oh, double play ball to second. 4, 6, 3. It's a double play and the inning is over. So it's 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and no one left on base. 5 innings complete. It's the Cubs 3 and the Cardinals 2. Top half of the 6th about to get started, and that'll give way to the third baseman, David Fernandez. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. And he turns this one around high and deep to center field. And that's going to be off the ivy-covered wall. And he will pull into second with a leadoff double. So a line drive double here has him in business to start the inning. And as you see there, he's currently pacing this Redbirds team in that category. Standing in now, Neville Goldstein, as he'll look at a breaking ball that misses for ball 1. 0 for 2 for him to this point. That evens it up 1-1. 3-2's our score here in inning number 6. Down low, 2 balls and a strike. And now the Cubs bullpen will start working here as both a lefty and a righty are up. The 2-1 home.
That's ball 3.
Corey Dickerson will be next. Out of the stretch, here's his 3-1 home. And he misses there for ball 4. So runners are at first and second now with nobody out.
Up next for the Cardinals, the center fielder, Corey.
Here comes the Chicago skipper now up out of the dugout on his way to the mound. And he's going to make the change here. That's going to be all for Trevor Bauer. So as he departs, his fate is still up in the air. He could stand to win it. He could get a no decision. He could even be on the hook for the loss if both runners come around to score. Luke Little comes into work out of the bullpen now. And Dan, are you surprised that the starter's day is done?
I am a little, Matt, but this is one of those moves that people will debate forever. I think he could have pitched a little bit longer, but I understand the idea of bringing a lefty in to face this upcoming left-hander as well. So we'll see how this works out.
Corey Dickerson will be his first test out of the bullpen, and it'll be a tough test indeed as he'll face him with 2 on and nobody out here. Has a look, now the pitch. Skied into straightaway right. Sosa is there, and he'll bring this one in.
Good read there at second base to know he could make it to third on the flyout. Now he's only 90 feet away with 1 out.
Digging in to try it again, Brian Cortez, 1 for 2 on his line so far in the game. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes.
Man, the Redbirds, they've been struggling all game long. They've yet to been able to get that big hit. This is the time for the big hit for the Redbirds.
The 1-0 pitch. That one's going to find the seats. Strike 1. Runners are at the corners with 1 man out. Oh, and he leaves the fastball up there. Mistake in location. He is going to pay for it dearly as that ball is sent over the wall. A home run. 3-run home run down the line in right. Number 14 on the season, and it's now 5-3.
Wow, the pitching staff has to love this one, right? They were down 1, and with 1 swing of the bat, they're up 2. What a turnaround in this one.
Stepping in now, Leury Garcia. As the first pitch misses high and inside for ball 1. And a high strike there. It's 1-1. To 1-2 now. He takes strike 3 called on the fastball. Couldn't pull the trigger, and there are 2 away. Pretty clear he didn't like the call there on the outside part of the plate, but probably too good to take, and he's down on strikes for the second time.
Yeah, that pitch was right on the black. Beautiful pitch. And even if we had robot umps, he'd still be out. But the only difference would be he wouldn't be able to complain about it.
In tight here with the first pitch fastball. That's 1-0. 276 the average coming in for him. 6 home runs and 21 driven in. 1-0. Grounded up the first baseline, but a foul ball, 1-1. And now a pitch on the way. And this one's high and tight, backing him up, 2-1.
1 strike.
Two and two.
Ooh, that was some gas. Triple digits on the radar gun.
3 runs already home here. And he strikes him out here, so he's able to stop the bleeding a bit as this side is retired. But the Cards strike for 3, all coming courtesy of this 3-run home run. Bottom of the 6th is straight ahead. It's now 5-3 St. Louis. Richard Franco enters to do the pitching in the bottom of the 6th.
Number 8, Richard Franco.
So in now for Chicago, Ryan Buckner. He'll do battle with a new arm out there in their half of the 6th.
Things not looking very good so far in this one, but we're still in the middle innings. They're down by a couple of runs, and this would be the right place and the right time to get something going. The last thing they want to do is to try to come from behind and win this one in the 8th or 9th inning.
1 ball, no strikes the count. The 1-0 home. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Now the 1-1 pitch is taken for ball 2. Franco has over 40 innings on his line so far and has a rather inflated ERA, one that won't come down easily. 2 balls and a strike. Here it comes. Easy there, big fella. 2-2.
Got him to chase after the curveball below the zone there. That was a really nice pitch, and it can be a really tough one to lay off of as a hitter.
Here now the 2-2. Lifted into the air to shallow center. Dickerson on the move. He gets there to make the play for the first out of the inning.
The center fielder, number 24, Tito Suzuki.
Now to the plate, Sito Suzuki. He's ready. Here's the first offering.
Ball, that's out.
One out, nobody on. A 2 ball, no strike count to the Cubs center fielder. Cardinals get the bullpen started here as a right-hander's up and warming. Taken but called a strike.
You know, Matty, I'll never understand this. You work so hard throughout the course of the season and course of this game to get in 1-0, 2-0, 3-1 counts. Guarantee yourself a fastball 80 to 90% of the time, and he takes it. Just can't understand the methodology there.
High and deep to left. This one's got plenty of distance. Into the bleachers and gone.
Hey, that's the price you pay right there when you try and sneak a fastball past this guy. Power hitter, and every power hitter in the league knows you got to start with the numero uno, number 1, man. You got to get on the heater and adjust to everything else, and he did just that.
Here's Ben Zobrist now,
The third baseman,
as he will look at a first pitch fastball for ball 1. He steps in off a base hit in his last at bat. Into his windup, here comes the 1-0. And that fastball's taken but catches the outer third. Off the outside that time as the breaking ball can't catch the zone. Strike 2 called, and it's even at 2.
2-2.
Here now the 2-2. A ball hit softly on a line to third. And this will be taken in by the third baseman for the second out.
The catcher, number 3, Jesse-Padilla.
Striding in, Jesse Padilla. He'll look to bounce back after striking out his last time up.
Yeah, but it was a good changeup, Matty. Good arm action on that pitch. Look for him to try and stay back a little bit more. Let the ball get a little deeper. Don't be shocked if this pitcher tries to rush a heater right here.
That's a good take on a fastball out of the zone. Hey, I get it. He's looking for a ball to drive, but that ball was a little bit too far up in the zone. That's one you normally pop right up.
Hit down the line at first, but a foul ball, 1-1. And he'll miss the target there with a curveball, and it's 2-1 now.
Couple strikeouts early in the game, but he's done a much better job in this at bat, trying to get ahead and put himself in a good hitter's count.
Hard hit ball to second. They'll whip this one to first in time, and that ends the inning. But the Cubs do get one back on the solo home run. Top of the order due up to start the 7th. It's down to 1 at 5-4 now. Now the skipper's on his way out toward the home plate area, and I believe that means we're going to have a double switch here. Julio Teheran will come on to pitch now as he'll move into the 8th spot in the lineup on the double switch here. Jimmy Grimes will also come on now as he'll move into the pitcher's number 9 hold in the order here on that double switch.
Number 9.
And now back to the leadoff spot in the St. Louis lineup. Stepping in, Archie Jacob. He singled his last time up. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Down the left field line and deep. And that will end up a foul ball.
You're lucky if you get one pitch a night right down the middle. Cannot be late on that fastball.
Pulled toward right center field. Center fielder on the run. He gets there and makes the play for the first out.
Now batting, second baseman, Hugo Hermida.
Digging in once again, Hugo Hermida. He flew out in his last at-bat. Here comes the first pitch. He'll start him here with a changeup, but it's taken for ball 1. And he turns on this one and yanks it foul and back out of play. Bases are empty, 1 man out. Fouled off again, and now he's in a 1-2 hole. Here it comes.
He might have to look for a different way to put this guy away on 2-2. He's already seen the curveball a couple of times, so he might be looking for it.
And a swing and a miss here, so it's a quick 2 outs to start the 7th.
Hey, I'm not sure what he was sitting on right there. He might have been sitting on an off-speed pitch, but instead he gets the fastball way late. Had no chance to put that ball in play.
Into the box now, Ryan McCord. As he takes a called strike on the black, it's 0-1. He's 0 for 2 in the ballgame so far. And this catches the zone as well. It's 0-2 now.
Well, he's following the code not to miss down and into a lefty. Everything on the outer half of the plate.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch.
On 0-2, you'll sometimes get a guy to chase a fastball out of the zone away or up, but when it's way down like that, it's much easier to lay off because you can tell the ball is moving further away from eye level as it comes in.
Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Got him swinging, and that will end the inning. 1, 2, 3 go the Cardinals. They hold on to a 5-4 lead. Fred Pugh gets the call from the pen to take over on the mound and start the home 7th.
Number 26, Fred Pugh.
Bottom of the inning now, and that'll bring in the first-year catcher, Jimmy Grimes.
This thing's far from over, even though we're moving into the back end of this game. Only down by 1. All they need to do is get this leadoff guy, and they're an extra base hit away from tying this thing up.
One strike pitch is a fastball high, and that evens things at 1. Two and 1. The 2-1 home.
3 balls, 1 strike.
Down by a run, your guy needs to get on any way he can. His mentality has to be to shrink this strike zone to like the size of a soup can. No reason to swing at a pitcher's pitch.
Lifted down the line in left. And they can't run it down. The 3-2 pitch. And he lays off, ball 4. So now the potential tying run here is aboard late in the game.
Man, that's a tough one to swallow. You're hanging on to a slim lead, and the last thing you want to do is give up a leadoff walk. Seems like those are the ones that always come back to haunt you. So we'll see if that's the case here.
So a crucial moment here, and standing in, Nicholas Horner, and he does so representing the possible go-ahead run. Here's the first pitch to him.
1-0.
The 1-0 home. Pitch swung on and hit in the air toward the line and right. In there, a base hit. And they've really got something going here. Runners at second and third to start the inning.
When it left his bat, I thought it might squirt foul, but it hugged the line and found its way into the corner. Thought it might be a little bit closer play at second, but he cruised in there with relative ease.
So a pivotal moment here, and digging in now, number 12, as he'll do his best to bring home the go-ahead run from third, 90 feet away. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. And this ball's going to find the seats down the left field line. Foul, strike 1. Swing and a fly ball. And this should at least get home the tying run. The catch is made. Here comes the tying run from third. He's safe at the plate. And this ball game is tied here in the 7th.
That was a really good at-bat right there. You're trying to tie this thing up any way that you can. He hits the sac fly to the outfield, and the tying run comes in to score.
First pitch coming. Here it is. J.C. Embry is at the plate here as he quickly finds himself down a strike. It's 0-1. Go-ahead runs in scoring position here with 1 away. Fastball, and it gets by him, a swinging strike. He's ready. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Chopped up the line to first, but this will wind up foul. Still 0-2.
I know he fouled that pitch off right there, but he was definitely out in front. He was cheating to a heater, no question about it.
Chopped toward the second baseman. Scooped up. And the go-ahead run will score from third as they've taken the lead here in the late going.
Well, we've been treated to a neck-and-neck game so far, and the last thing anybody wants is for a misplayed ball to be the difference. But that's where we're at right now as the error leads to the go-ahead run.
Dana Minicek enters to make an appearance on the mound as he inherits a runner at first with one out in the inning. Sammy Sosa will be the first to greet him here as he'll stand in with a runner at first and one away. He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. And this one runs up high. Ball one. Pitch out. Nothing doing. Down low, and the plot thickens here. 3-0.
When you're playing close games like this, base runners mean everything, so he can ill afford to start giving away free passes.
Has a look. Now the pitch. Still only one out in the inning. And he misses ball four. So he comes out of the bullpen and immediately walks the first man he faces.
When a guy's been swinging the bat as well as he has in this series, you definitely want to take the bat out of his hands. A free pass to first is better than what he's been doing the last couple of games.
So coming to the plate, Ryan Buckner, as the switch hitter will take his cuts left-handed here. The first pitch is hit pretty well out to right. Racing back, the right fielder, and goodbye. This one ain't coming back. So it's a 3-run shot to straightaway right field. 12 home runs for him now thus far as they open up a 4-run lead.
Hey, just great reaction on that heater right there. Didn't try and do too much, beat him to the spot, kept the hands inside the baseball, and drove it right out of the park.
Sito Suzuki will stand in yet again as we flash you back to the middle innings. This was a turning point here, a solo home run that was really one of the key at-bats of the ballgame to this point. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Drilled right back up the middle, and that gets through for a one-out base hit.
There's a hard hit ground ball. Pitcher not able to get a glove on it. Hard single up the middle.
Yeah, watch your lips right there, Dan. Sent it back right where it came from.
And that'll bring in the veteran Ben Zobrist. And they pitch out here, but nothing's going on. Here's a look over to first. And a dive, but he's back in. In for a strike. It's 1-1.
He struggled a bit coming out of the bullpen here, so he needed that strike. Maybe it settles him down a little bit.
Looped out toward third. but gloved by the third baseman for the out.
The pitcher, number 49, Julio.
Pete Armstrong will look for some two-out magic here as he'll pinch hit with two gone and a runner at first.
Armstrong.
And he gets ahead here with the fastball, strike one. Clearly trying to control the running game with the slide step here.
Yeah, that's a good way of trying to control the running game, Matt. The problem with it, though, it has a tendency to throw your command off because you're worrying about that runner on base.
And he falls behind 0-2. And he wastes a fastball high there, 1-2.
Boy, he sped him up in this at-bat. Now it's time for the changeup. This guy's got a good one, and he hasn't thrown it yet in this at-bat.
The 1-2. Yanked high and deep down the line in right. And it's a foul ball. And another foul ball.
Not your normal put-away pitch. A two-strike fastball down in the zone, but he was able to get wood on it and foul it away.
Another 1-2 delivery. Hit in the air out to center field. Dickerson's there, and that ends the inning. But not before 5 crossed the plate, with the big blow being this 3-run home run. We'll march on to the 8th. It's the Cubs 9 and the Redbirds 5. Billy Palmer has been summoned from the bullpen as he'll do so to start the 8th.
Number 25, Billy Palmer.
Ready to begin the 8th, and standing in is the veteran third baseman, David Fernandez.
It doesn't look very promising so far in this one as we move into the later innings. Down by a bundle, it's time to get some base runners and hopefully a long ball to get them back into this one.
Down the left field line and deep. And no one will track it down. The Cubbies are maintaining a slim lead in the late going of this series finale, so if they can wrap it up, they'll complete the series sweep.
Hey, Matt, what a great spot to be in. You're playing good baseball, you're going for the sweep, and you're leading by a few runs going into the later innings.
And just past his outstretched glove into left, a base hit.
Yeah, that hard hit single right there, that's clean. 3 for 4. He's looking locked in.
Into the box, Neville Goldstein. Well hit, but also well fouled into the seats in left. And even sweeter, of course, is getting that series sweep in your own ballpark in front of the home faithful. So we'll see if they can send these fans home happy.
No doubt about it. Fan base is excited. They're all out in full force, coming to the ballpark, hoping to witness a sweep, and it looks pretty good at this point.
On a line to shortstop, and it got there so quickly the runner didn't get very far from the bag. They settled with just the one out.
Super play right there from the shortstop. Talk about showing off those hops. This was destined to be a base hit into the outfield.
Stepping in and ready for another shot, Corey Dickerson. It was a flyout for him in his last trip. First pitch of the at-bat. And a bit too high with that one. It's 1-0. That one's down around the knees, taken for a strike. Runners on first with one down. Looked like he was on that one, but it's 1-2.
Good thing he didn't make contact with that pitch. Only thing he could do is Probably hit that on the ground. It could be a double play ball.
The 1-2. Pops this one up. Zobrist over to his left. 2 down.
Now batting, catcher, Brian Cortez.
Trying to pick things up where he left off. Brian Cortez.
We all know this guy's a real good fastball hitter. We saw how far he could hit one. He got a fastball that he liked, and he turned that thing around, and it got out of here in a hurry.
Strike taken as that one catches the outer part of the plate. And he powers a cut fastball by him that time, and he's in charge now, 0-2.
He's having a great day at the dish. His timing is spot on. His pitching staff's going to have to find a different way of attacking him.
Didn't miss by much there, but it's just a bit high.
That's a good pitch to lay off right there, that cutter inside, and that is a real tough pitch for hitters to lay off of. And a lot of times, if you do swing at that cutter in, you're going to end up with some firewood in a broken bat.
Left side, but well foul. Still 2-2. From the belt, the pitch. Lifted down the line in left. And that will end up a foul ball. 2 out with the man at first. Hit weakly back to the mound. Throw in time, and the side is retired. Cards leave 1. They could use a good cup of ambition. It's 9-5. Now we're going to have a conference at the home plate area, so it would appear that we'll see a double switch here. Royce Oliveros is in out of the bullpen now, as he'll be inserted into the number 6 spot following the double switch. Avery McMillan is into the ball game as well, as he'll slide into the pitcher's spot, hitting 9th now on the double switch.
Number 22.
Now at the plate, Jimmy Grimes. He scored after reaching on a walk in his first at-bat. Here's the pitch.
That's the exact spot to lean on as a reliever. As a hitter, you just have to tip your cap and look for the next one.
The windup and the 0-1. Late swing there on the changeup. Couldn't make up his mind, I guess. It's strike 2. Swing and a miss on the fastball, and that's the first out.
The batter,
stepping in, Nicholas Horner. He's 1 for 4 for the game. First pitch on its way. And he'll look at a fastball that doesn't miss by a whole lot. It's 1-0. 1 out, nobody on. And 2-0 as this one's taken low. High and deep down the left field line. And this is going to wind up a foul ball. The 2-1. Again, he sends it out of play. Even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Fouled off. Good battle here. This will be the 7th pitch coming up. And he strikes him out as well. So make it back-to-back punch outs here to the first 2 men he faces out of the bullpen.
No problems for him on the mound since he's come out of the pen to start this inning. That's back-to-back Ks, and he's making it look pretty easy. This has the makings of a good outing so far.
In now, number 12, as he'll take a look at ball one. He's working on a 1-for-3 thus far. There's a ball low. He misses with a changeup. Two-0 count. The pitch. A swinging bunt out in front of the plate. And 8 innings have come and gone now as the inning is over. Cubs are down in order as they can't add to their 9-5 lead. Ronnie Wickert comes on from the pen, hoping to finish this one off here in the top of the ninth.
Ronnie Wickert.
Striding in once again, Leury Garcia. He was sent packing on strikes in his last trip.
Yeah, in today's game, certainly don't get completely reprimanded for too many strikeouts, but no one likes to go down looking. Expect him to be a little bit more aggressive at the dish this AB.
Called strike at the knees. Evens the count at 1-1. Now the pitch. Hit on the ground out to short. Fielded cleanly. And they will get... No! He's in there. A very close play at first.
Hey, that's a heck of an approach right there. Leadoff single in the late innings. Team's down a little bit. Let's see if this ends up being a huge turning point in this one.
To the plate now, Avery McMillan, as he'll take a look at the pitch too low. It's ball one. Wickert is actually a native of Illinois. He was a supplemental round selection back in the 2022 first-year player draft.
What an absolute steal. I mean, this guy has gotten a lot of people some big raises in the organization. To be drafted as low as he was and turned himself into one of the biggest superstars in our sport. I am very impressed with what this guy's been able to accomplish.
Nobody out, runner on first. Oh, 3-0 now.
Your offense goes out and gives you a 4-run cushion. You have to find a way to stop struggling, compose yourself, and get your mechanics on point. It'd be a shame to let this one slip away.
3-0 pitch. And he takes ball 4. So a good job out of the 9-hole in getting on base as we go back to the top of the order.
The right fielder, number 33.
So the lineup flips over and digging in, Archie Jacob. And these guys are making a little push here. You have to like the effort despite the odds.
Yeah, you really do, Matt. Look, they still have a significant hill to climb, but hey, they string a couple of hits together here, and all of a sudden this thing feels doable.
He's set, and the pitch. Swing and a miss on the palm ball. Strike one. None out. Runners at first and second. Swing and a miss, and he's in the hole 0-2 now. Hit back up the middle. Reined in. To second for one. On to first, and they get the double play.
Just a two-hopper to short. Can't ask for anything easier than that, and they roll up your basic 6-4-3 double play.
Ready for another chance, Hugo Hermida, and he needs to make something happen. They're down to their final out here in the ninth. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Men on third with 2 down. Swing and a miss, and they're up against it now as they're down to their final strike of the afternoon. A crowd of over 39,000 on their feet. Forkball misses, and it's 1-2 now. Cardinals down to their final strike here. Struck him out. The Cubs break out the brooms at home and sweep their division rivals.
Yeah, that's the way you want to finish a 3-game home series. Breaking out the brooms and sweeping the other guys right out of here.
This one comes to a close with a 9-5 final. The Cubs capitalized on a huge 7th inning on the way to the win. Julio Teheran wins in relief for the 8th time this year. So that just about does it for Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Watney, and our entire crew. I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, make your way over to theshownation.com.